Hey guys, Kevin here. Winch came in yesterday. Here it is. This is just a manual winch. I didn't want an electric one for specific reasons, but this is the plate that it hooks into. But I was working on making a bracket here with some pieces and parts and whatnot so that I can tie it to a tree while I winch myself out, because I refuse to stand in the mud in front of my machine here and winch myself out. So it's just going to sit in my box. That's why I got such a tiny winch. It's going to sit in my box and I'll pull it out and winch myself out. But the problem right now is I got all these metal brackets and pieces and stuff in here, and it's because of the last video, the belt and whatnot was falling off. And what I did was I tried to make I was going to try to make a bracket to go on around the pulley to hold the belt in, but I already have brackets down there. And what I'm trying to figure out is why when I let out in the clutch, the belt just rips off every time. And what I've concluded is I believe that the clutch spring is loose. So what I'm going to end up doing is having to pull the clutch apart and get that spring, and maybe get a tighter spring, or just find a new mounting point for the spring to stretch it a little farther, make it a little tighter. Because if this thing's got to go through mud, I'm not going to be able to hop off and put the belt back on every 5 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and check the clutch spring out, and if all else fails, then I'll put an idler pulley in and a bunch of other shit. I have the idler pulley right here. Got some new hardware for it and all. So this thing is ready to go. I just need to make a bracket for it. So if all else fails with that clutch spring, then I'll just have to make some brackets and do a bunch of bullshit that I don't want to do. So I guess we'll find out. I'm going to get this thing up and look underneath of it and see what the clutch spring is all about. Alright guys, I'm trying to get a good angle of this, but it's like right up against my face because I can get that zoomed out. Yes, I do have a stock pulley, don't judge me. This is my Craftsman. Just stock clutch right here, and I think this little bugger right here is the problem, because if I take my finger, the clutch is engaged right now, and I can move this whole thing with my finger. And when I go out here, that's where it hooks into right there. And what I think I'm going to do, set this light down, is just as simple as drilling another hole right there, right in this general area. And then I'll just move the spring from there to there. And that should tighten it up enough where my belt shouldn't fall off, I would think. Because if I come back here, I have belt guards there and there, and you can see, get some light in there. They're pretty close. I mean, this one's even closer. So, I mean, there's no reason why this should be falling off if I have belt guards on both sides. What I thought about doing was getting an idler pulley in somewhere right here to push on this belt like that. But I mean, I don't want to fabricate more than I have to if I don't have to. So what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to drill the hole for that and remount that spring, and then I'll put it all back together and take it for a drive and see what it does. I'll take it down in the ditch, fuck with it, dump the clutch a couple times. If the belt still falls off, and I guess it's idler pulley and more belt guards. So I guess I'll go ahead and drill that hole and see what it does. Well guys, my build got interrupted yesterday. I had to carry 12 of these, or roll 12 of these dump truck tires into this garage here. So I gotta change 12 dump truck tires tomorrow. But I got working on the Craftsman here, and I got that clutch spring moved all the way up there. So it's nice and tight now. It's actually kind of difficult to push that down now. It's got some spring back. So what I'm hoping is just that tightness of that spring is going to hold that belt in there. Because I think that's where the slack was coming from, is it was like undoing the clutch because the clutch spring was so loose. Now before I could move it, now I can't move the spring barely at all. So yeah, without even putting the hood back on, because who knows what's going to happen. I'm going to take it outside here, dump the clutch in the driveway a couple times, because that's usually when it falls out, is when I dump the clutch. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully it stays on. If not, I gotta find something else, like an idler pulley or another belt guard or something. So well, judging by all these marks, I'm spinning both tires all the way through, and it's not even locked either. So that must mean that it was the clutch spring, because I would dump the clutch one time and that belt would rip right off. So that looks like that's what the issue was, which is good. I'm glad, because I'm getting sick and tired of that stupid belt falling off. Why am I listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers? That's what I want to know. But it looks like I fixed the issue, so I'm just going to get this thing put back together. This thing's smoking all over the place. Yeah, she's cold. We got some bad rings, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not going to fix it until the thing blows up. Then I'm putting a hose on it, so whatever. I'll just keep topping off the oil until it blows up. So I'll get the hood back on it and everything, and maybe we'll go for a little romp.
Well, I've tested her quite a bit, besides what you saw on video. I'm not sure how well that worked. Using the camera on my arm, I don't have a GoPro or a GoPro anything. I just had this really high quality camera and nothing to go with it except for one tripod. But she's working really good. I took her through the ditch a bunch. She doesn't pop belts anymore. I only popped the belt once, and it's because I dumped the clutch in the highest gear going up a hill, which is, I was kind of asking for it. But I mean, all in all, it's doing pretty good. I don't know if you can see it. Got quite a bit of gunk on my back. I guess it is what it is, guys. So what happens when you go play in the mud? So guys, if you like this video and like to see more, remember to like, comment, subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for clicking on the video and watching the video. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.